Welcome everybody. Today we're going to ask Prime Creator about the energies for July. I've been hearing a lot of things. I know there's some eclipses and lots of alignments, I think, coming up in July. So we're going to ask Prime Creator if there's anything that wants to be shared about that. Dear ones, depending upon where you are in your journey, July may appear to you as a month of extremes, meaning that there may be times for you where you feel extreme joy, extreme bliss, and there may be times where you feel extreme sorrow, extreme anger, extreme emotions, extreme energies. And so this is truly a month where you have an opportunity to practice your mastery, working with the energies, because much polarity will be coming to the surface for the collective in July. And so depending upon where you are in your journey and what roles you play for the planet and for the ascension process, you may be feeling these extremes in the polarity. Your job, your role, if you resonate, if you choose to accept, is to be a balancer, an integrator of these extremes. In order for planet Earth and humanity to continue to ascend together, these polarities must be integrated to the greatest degree possible. And so when you see someone in your circle, or when you experience the collective energy of extreme, to come back to your heart, to come back to your soul, to breathe, and to center yourselves as much as possible, to hold the frequency of acceptance of the polarity. As a reminder, dear ones, acceptance does not mean complacency. Acceptance does not mean being okay with the shadow doing its dark work. Acceptance means an integration, an allowing while you hold the light frequencies. It is a subtle line, dear ones, for you can speak out for what's right and be in acceptance, and still take a stand for the light. It does not mean being a doormat of the shadow or the dark work, but it means while you hold the light, while you embody the light, while you flow the light, while you share the light, you are allowing all around you to occur, because you are a pillar, you are a channel for the light. It will be very important for you to remember this in the month of July. If you do not remember this, if you do not practice this, you may end up being on the tumultuous waves, being swept by the waves, being taken over. And so it is very important to ground deeply into the knowing of who you are as a bearer of light. Depending upon your constitution, the way your body is wired, the way your body works with energies, you will also want to make sure to give your body lots of nourishment. Nourishment that is truly elevating, not numbing. For example, some people eat food thinking they are nourishing themselves, but in fact they are numbing emotions they do not want to feel. And so when I speak of nourishing yourself, I mean engaging in activities, doing things, and being in such a way that whatever you are doing, whatever you are being, is elevating your frequencies. It is reaching to the core of who you are so that you are strengthened, so that you are more balanced. You will start off your month of July with a magnificent illumination. Now, often when we have talked about illumination, we have talked about it in a way where we are speaking of the light illuminating the shadow. And yes, this will still be the case with this eclipse in the beginning of July. But we are also now talking about illuminating the light, meaning the light within you is amplified. You are given a special flavor of support for your internal light, the light that you flow through you, your soul light, to be amplified, to shine brighter. Now, dear ones, this is the potential for being a double-edged sword. For as you shine brighter, the polarity, the shadow, does not wish for this to happen. So there may be attempts to dim your light. On the other hand, as you shine brighter, you are strengthened. As your internal light is amplified, you are given more energy, more juice to accomplish and to be your soul mission. And so while the polarity may increase, you have a deeper internal strength to triumph through the polarity and through the extremes. This activation of light at the beginning of July is your opportunity to harness, to integrate deeper light aspects of your being, from the understanding that you are multifaceted, multidimensional beings. This is a great opportunity for you to integrate additional light aspects of yourself. And so take this opportunity, dear ones, because it will give you fortitude to stand in integrity, to stand strong in the month of July.
Hello, Prime Creator. My question is, a couple weeks ago, I was lying outside in my backyard and I was looking at the sky. And directly over me, there was this white, pure white object. It had no wings. It had no sound. It had no fumes or plasma. It was simply just very, very white. I'm foggy about the shape, but I think it was like a capsule, like when the astronauts go up and the stages of the rocket come off, and then you just see like a capsule. I think it was cylinder like that. The same day, um, other people saw a white object in the sky that was similar. So my question is it, did we all see the same thing? And if not, was that maybe a drone, or is it something from my space brethren? Thank you.
This was from Ashtar Command, a signal of sorts that they are moving closer, that they are helping in other dimensions in the ways that they are allowed. This was a physical object signal. It was something that was received back on their ship after many people saw it.
Yes, was it shown specifically to me to let me know that they are there doing the work?
Yes, dear one, to you and many others. You are not the only one who saw this, and this was not the only signal they sent out. There were other physical object signals that they sent out on different parts of your planet. It did not happen at the same time for everyone. So if you were to compare notes with other people who saw this, they may or may not have seen the same one. They may or may not have seen their signal at the same time as you saw yours.
Yes, I have a public question. I guess roughly around 1927, we were going to design a new dollar bill. Um, this was during the presidency of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And Henry Wallace, who was Secretary of Agriculture under him, he was also a member of some occult groups. He was a very spiritual individual. I guess it's called a Hilarion Society. And it revolved around Archangel Hilarion. Excuse me, the Halcyon Society. Anyway, he proposed this symbol of a pyramid with an eyeball at the top. And he specifically wanted this put on the dollar bill. And it was called the Great Seal of the United States. Now, a lot of people have given this some sort of nefarious meaning. So, what is the true meaning of that particular symbol on the dollar bill? Thank you.
Dear one, it is a symbol of power. The codes and energy signatures of a pyramid with the apex at the top, when the apex is removed and replaced with an object, and in this case, the all-seeing eye, is a symbol that all is seen by those in power. And this can apply to the shadow or the light. For the shadow sees much more than they let on. And by contrast, so does the light. It is those in between that are not yet awakened to their power, that do not understand what is beneath the surface. Make no mistake that the shadow knows exactly what it is doing. It sees the whole picture. And those in the light that are awakened to their power also know exactly what is happening, and they see the whole picture. And so it is a representation using the powerful symbol of the pyramid that those who are aware of their power, that are awakened to their power, have a depth and breadth of sight. Now, of course, those serving the shadow are using a false power. They are not using their true power of their hearts. While those who are serving the light are harnessing their true power of their hearts, their souls. And so, like all of these other symbols that you see, regardless of their origin, they can all be used to serve the dark or to serve the light. And this is where much confusion comes in, because many of these symbols have, for eons of time, been used in service to the shadow. And many light workers, in fact, are not aware of how powerful these symbols are and how they could be used for the light. And so I would invite you, dear ones, to take a new look at the symbols you see around you, the logos of corporations and companies, the symbols that you see on your currency, the symbols that you see in your media. Take a look at these again and feel into the energy signatures behind them and how you can transmute these energy signatures to use these symbols and codes for the light. Do you have any further questions about this, dear one?
Yes, so I think it would be safe to conclude that when this symbol was originated, it was not of nefarious meaning when it was placed on the dollar bill.
It was of nefarious meaning at this time, but what I am saying to you is that it does not need to serve that purpose. You can look at it and see it as a symbol for your light work.
Yeah, continuing on the theme of pyramids, the Great Pyramid in Egypt seems to have its very top cap removed. What was that, or what is that, and or does it still exist?
What you do not see there, dear one, is an energy portal. The view from the inside, if you were to lie down and be able to look up through the space of the top, gives you sight of the galaxy and the stars and how they move through time. There is a type of energetic recording device that is gathering all this information and projecting it back to those who built the pyramid. It is a way of tracking what is happening here on planet Earth. It is a way of bridging planet Earth to the beings that built the pyramid. And it is a way of tracking how Earth is moving through time and space. And so the capstone was indeed removed in order to record all of these things.
So if someone was to lay in the sarcophagus in the pyramid, laying down, facing up. They would be peering through this portal and accessing this information.
Yes, dear one, if they were a being with the ability to access this energy. Not everyone would have this experience. Only those who are given access, so to speak.
Okay. On Saturday, June the 15th, I went to a memorial that was held from a friend or neighbor here, but he didn't believe in philosophical stuff or religious stuff, even with the Bible. We always had it, they're talking and so. So on Monday, May the 28th, I had a dream about him. I was with that neighbor and other people, some kind of a room of a hospital. There was a cleaning woman coming in. Some men threw their bed covers on the floor over the dirt. The woman was sweeping off. I was eating something there later, and then I was going to that street where I grew up in Germany. That was one part. At the memorial, I noticed at one time a really happy feeling. I don't know whether something happens there or was from the food what was I was eating there. Those are the two things.
Dear one, you were feeling that he now understands. He now knows what his relative was attempting to share. And because of your connection, you were feeling his awareness open up. You were feeling this in your body and your emotional field. I would like to explain something here, dear ones. When a being passes from their body into the next realm, they are given many opportunities to continue their knowledge from the place they just were. In other words, we have talked about the soul journey many times, and in this example, this being continued his soul journey and specifically pulled from his experiences on planet Earth to continue his awareness while he was still in a place of density. Now, it is not as much density as planet Earth, and this is what helped give him this awareness. But it is not as if when he passed, he was suddenly aware of everything. Because of his journey specifically, there were only certain things that he became aware of. Of course, this depends upon where you are in your soul journey and your soul mission. It is quite possible that after you pass, you will be aware of all. And this is different for each soul. Those who have connection, whether it is bloodlines or soul family or emotional or spiritual connection of some type to the one who has passed, will often feel when the soul that has passed has gained a new awareness or a new expansion. For example, this channel has had several dreams about her grandmother. Each joyful dreams, and they symbolized a new level of awareness for the soul of her grandmother. I will invite you, dear ones, to focus on your breath in this moment. And to allow, as much as you desire, for my energy to merge with yours, for my energy to emerge through you. And as much as you are willing, dear ones, to allow your hearts to feel my presence, and to allow your soul to be activated by my energy and to activate my energy. For as co-creative beings, and with me as the highest frequencies of love and light, as we activate each other, there is an amplification of your true light power. And so in this moment, dear ones, I do invite you to allow your soul energy to connect with my frequency. I thank you, dear ones. I thank you. Truly, my greatest wish for you is that you can feel that prime creator energy as deeply as I can. I'm very blessed because I get to channel it and bring it through me. And it's my belief that you can do that as well. And so I truly do hope that when Prime Creator gives us those opportunities of connection, that you can feel that connection and you can feel just the beautiful love and light that Prime Creator is. And if you want this deeper kind of in-person connection, join us in the Creation Temple. And you get to ask your questions along with the Master and Supreme Creators. And if that's not for you, just join at the free level, so at the very least you get these videos a month before they are released on YouTube. So thank you for joining me in this video today. Much love to all of you. Keep shining your light. Love you.